Hi everyone, it's Nancy with Nancy's Hooked on Crochet. I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers, any visiting viewers, and other subscribers that have been here for a while. It's Sunday, August 16th, 2020. I always forget to say the day and stuff like that. I hope you've been having a good weekend. I'm having a pretty good weekend. Today was kind of my lazy day. Go to church on Sunday. We didn't babysit today. We babysat yesterday in the afternoon, so it was a quiet day. I made my husband his favorite meal. He loves chopped liver. You either love it or you hate it. I kind of don't mind making it. I don't really eat it. I could taste it, but I wouldn't eat a sandwich of it. And that's all. So that's what we've been up to. So I came back today because I wanted to show you the sweater here that I finished. I followed another tutorial and pattern from, 1 second. Whoops. I hit the wrong video. I gotta turn this down. I followed another tutorial and pattern from this YouTuber called Hey Carrie. And the first one was like a heavier sweater with 3/4 sleeves. And I used comfy cotton. And it's really too hot here for me to wear right now. Maybe in the fall or the winter. I can wear that sometimes to church or something because they always blast the air conditioner. Okay, 1 second. I wanted to show you the thumbnail for the video. Okay, wait, let me get it on my phone. Can't see it. Yeah, so this is the Crochet Darling Buds top from Hey Carrie. See? I mean, I think that's her daughter, and she did it in a small on the tutorial, but she has this web page that's great. She has all different sizes, and I just thought maybe I would be a large, but it seems like there's a lot of extra room. So I think it was small, medium, large, extra, even bigger. So I tried to do the large, and I could tell that it was going to be super big. So I stopped and I did the medium because I think it has extra room. So it's not too small and it's not too big. So that's the one I did, and it called for a size 3 yarn. And I didn't have that much size 3 yarn other than like cakes where you have multiple colors. So I don't have size 3 yarn in solid colors or even anything really fine or anything like that. So I used a mandala cake. I'll show you. I still have some of that. I've actually made a asymmetrical shawl with the same yarn. So it was this one. Right, see? I had to steal some of it. I used like 2 cakes. So this is the one I used. Okay. And what I did was, I think I told you all last video, that I separated all the colors of the 2 cakes. And then what I did was there's 2 panels, so I lined the panels up. You know, I did like a few rows with one, and then I started the other one, make sure they were the same size. And so I try to have them matchy-match, like on the front and the back. It's not perfect how it came out because there was like 1 row maybe I didn't quite have enough for, and I just let it change the color. I'll show you in a second. Let me stand up. See? So it's not too big on me. I mean, it's not skin tight, which is good either. And see, I try to match the colors. Didn't match perfectly on this side for some reason. This side came out better when I sewed it. That purple. Whoop. And then you crochet this part of the sleeve. So she was recommending this much on the small, and I did a couple of extra rows. So I didn't want it like that short. So it's up to me. I could have kept going. I could have made long sleeves if I wanted, but I didn't want to go into another cake. I didn't want long sleeves. So I hope you like it. Let me stand up again. I think if I was to do this one again, I would do a solid color. So I do like the texture. I hope you like it. Okay. And I just didn't get to use the white. There was like one more color, which was white. And like one of the colors, there was a little pink, and there was just very little of it. Drop something. Anyway, so it took me something like, I was working on it for about 10 days. But I did have days that I didn't crochet a lot. Either I was babysitting, or I had to go out, I don't know, doing laundry, or I just got too sleepy some nights. I couldn't keep my eyes open. So I get like that sometimes. But now I'm just thinking about what am I going to crochet next. So last video I showed you all the big yarn haul I had. That I got that big tub of yarn that had a lot of cakes, and then I even forgot to show you some. There was more yarn that was in there. I kind of lost count. I think I had 32, 42, and then this 42. So I think I had 50. There was one more. I think there was 50 things of yarn in that tub. So it definitely was a good deal for 37 bucks. So, I mean, it's all put away now. This was something I had stuck it in a corner, and I didn't show it to you last time. So then I tried to go to Hobby Lobby to see if they had any clearance. Not that I needed any more yarn, but I would like to get some, like the good cotton, like for tops, because it's lighter and I live in Florida. So I figured, let me go see if Hobby Lobby's having any clearance. So I drove there. It's a little bit, there's a brand new one that just opened. I just get this feeling the brand new one's not going to have clearance. So I went all the way to the other Hobby Lobby, and when I got there was no clearance. Everything was just 30% off. And I tried to ask a couple of workers that were working in the sewing, like the materials section, if they knew. And they made like they had no idea, anything about clearance or whatever, like coming up. Maybe they knew there. I don't know if they were there last year. They were very nice, and but they didn't give me any clue, because other parts of the country are getting clearance already. Anyway, so then I decided I'm going to drive by the Salvation Army again. The one that I found that big tub of yarn with all the cakes. And I was looking for something. My son, sometimes we look for like cool trucks like people give away for the baby, something that is cheap compared to, let's say, a brand new one. He likes big trucks now. It's like big ones could cost like 20, 30 bucks. So like sometimes you'll find one for like $6 or $7 or less or more. So I did find a toy, and then like I decided I'm going to go look one more time in the corner where I found the big thing of yarn, where I found yarn before. I know where they put the yarn, in that store. So I went all the way in the corner, and I hadn't seen I saw 2 skeins of yarn that were real old, beat up looking, like, and I think it said like $2 each on it. So I knew I wasn't going to buy it. And then I walked around again, and I swung back there for some reason, and there was a hamper, and there was stuff in the hamper, and I just decided I lifted the stuff in the hamper, and sure enough, there was yarn at the bottom of the hamper. And guess what it was? I was in shock. It was ice yarns. And if you're familiar with Krista from The Secret Yarnery, she does a blanket and spiral with this Picasso yarn along with a white. And I already did that blanket, and I used like a very rainbowy looking yarn that glows in the dark, which I don't have a black light and I haven't tested it. I still have the blanket. I'm saving it to give as a gift someday to somebody. So I did that blanket. Not sure I want to do another one. Plus, I don't have a white that's exactly the same kind of yarn as this. So it says it's a number 4, and it's very thin. I mean, it doesn't look like a 4 to me. See? And it's unusual. I don't know. To me, it looks thin. I don't have another one to compare right here. Let's see. Like if you took a Karen Simply Soft, maybe it'd be similar to that. Trying to like see if one's similar. It might be similar to a Karen Simply Soft. It's just different looking. Anyway, I'm going to have to find. I was thinking about, tell me what you think. Do you think that this would look good in a top? I mean, it's not cotton. I forget what it is. It says 44% acrylic and 56% polyester. When I think of polyester, I think I might start sweating here in Florida. But, you know, maybe like a really lacy top. Maybe that would look good. So this was in a bag and it was ripped and it was like falling out of the bag. It wasn't that cheap. I mean, compared to me having to make an order to ice yarns, and I know the shipping I heard could be expensive. So look, there was one in the original bag, and then there was the bag that was torn, and I put them all, and I told the guy, see, this one has 8 in it. So these were $6.99 each. And there's 8 of them in there. So it was like just under $1 each. And it's not like I'm going to any store to get ice yarn, so it's like I had to get it, even though I had too much yarn already. Then there was this color. This is a chunky yarn. I also found there. Same thing, $6.99, with 4 of them in there. And it's kind of weird. It's like this one has different colors on the outside. And it says it's a chunky yarn, and I don't know what to make with it. I mean, I could make a hat and a towel. Or it's a number 5 yarn, see? And then there was a little more. There was one of these, also a number 5. Okay. This one looks like it's all green, but it has all the same other colors in the inside. So there's just more green on the outside. And then there was 2 loose ones. See? So he only charged me $3 for the 2 loose ones. So I guess the person that owned it maybe used 2 of those skeins. Well, they just didn't end up all together. Maybe somebody bought it. So I'm just thinking about I would make something with these 6. See? There's 6 of these. And it's number 5 chunky. So any suggestions on what I could make with this? I don't know. Not the softest yarn in the world, actually. And this yarn is, give me 1 second. Trying to find the type of fibers. Just 100% acrylic. And it has a look like roving, but it's not roving. I don't know. It's just a different consistency of yarn than I've seen before. See? Interesting colors. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on what I should make with that yarn. Even the Picasso one. Like I was saying, I was thinking about making a lightweight top. So I have 16 of those little balls of the Picasso. And I forget how many, what would I do with it? Yards are in there. It doesn't tell you yards, it tells you meters. And I think it was, the chunky one was 131 yards. So I have 6. And this one, it says it's, wait a second. It's trying to find the yardage on this little, maybe it's on the outside of the bag. I'm not sure how many yards in each of the little balls. The only thing I don't like about getting so many little balls in there is like, you got to have more ends to tie in. You know, I rather have I mean, I love the yarn's really unique, and I'm happy to have found it and bought it. But it's nice to have a big ball of yarn that you don't have to keep weaving it in. Let's see. I don't see the yards. Plus, it's probably not speaking English on the packaging because it's from Istanbul. It's from Turkey somewhere. Anyway, that was pretty exciting. That was the highlight of the week, I guess. finding yarn at that store 2 times. It was pretty shocking. So many times I've gone there and didn't see any yarn, or I seen yarn that was so like old, like one skein of like nasty looking yarn. So I didn't buy it, but I have found yarn in that store before. So tell me if you ever found like really nice yarn or any decent amount of yarn. I just watched somebody had a yarn haul video where they filled up their whole van with yarn, but a lot of it was older yarn. But she had like a lot of colors and stuff. It's interesting. I enjoyed the video. So that's the story. So I'll show you the sweater again. So I'm just deciding what to make, you know. I don't know. I ended up putting this, it's like a dark grayish blue. I ended up putting it up here. I think it came out okay. I didn't do it. I didn't do a perfect job with sewing it, but when I got to this part, I sewed it with this color together. So I was sewing it like I had to pull some of this color out of one of the other cakes so I could just sew it together with that color. So hopefully it wasn't going to show as much, you know. I don't know. I think I would do this sweater again, maybe in a chunkier yarn. I would do the small in a chunkier yarn and a slightly bigger hook, and maybe it would come out this size, I was thinking, rather than do it in such a thin yarn. And then it could be like a winter sweater. Oh, excuse me, something's in my eye. So that's all I really have to talk about today. Like I said, oh, so that's what happened. I want to go back to Hobby Lobby, maybe. I don't really, you know, I don't want to go crazy and buy. I think when I went last year when they had their clearance, because everybody was posting videos, and I definitely spent, I think I spent at least $60, and I got a nice amount of yarn, and I still have some of it. I mean, I used quite a bit of it, but I definitely have, I have some sugar wheel, like cakes. I have like two different versions. I have several of 2 different versions, and I have some other yarn, a baby yarn that's very curly that I didn't know what to do with it. So I'm going to try to make that into something. Maybe I could do a granny square with it. It's like then you could just work into the spaces. So I might use that yarn. So I'm trying to decide what I want to make this week, now that this is finished. But this took me like 10 days, so I don't like I like short-term projects, like no more than a week. And I wasn't sure if this was going to look good, because as I was doing the square, you know, the panels, I wasn't sure if it was going to look good. But I'm pretty pleased with it. And I actually wore it to church. And my husband actually, for the first time, complimented something. He really liked the sweater. And he said, oh, wow, that's nice. Like, he usually doesn't like crochet. He calls it knitting. And then he'll say, like, you know, and has a lot of holes. So this has little holes. He said he liked this, and he finally said something nice. If you just like me to sell more stuff, I haven't been selling anything. I don't have a store or anything. I thought about making an Estee store a while back, but then my phone was terrible and just got a new phone. So maybe I could give it a whirl again. I have a bunch of stuff. I'm starting to collect finished projects, which is, you know, making my closet full. I don't have a lot of closet space in this house. There's just 3 bedrooms and 1 closet in each bedroom, and I do have a garage, but, you know, so so the guest room has a lot of yarn in it, as well as a lot of finished projects. And this closet has, I'm getting rid of clothes that don't fit, so I'm making room for more yarn. Okay, well, I don't want to make this video too long. So I hope you liked what I showed you. And if you have any suggestions of what I should make with the chunky yarn or the Picasso yarn, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, well, I hope you're having a great evening. All right, bye.